Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dog, cats, and squirrels. Anybody who might want to listen. This your boy TC Costello. Hello, world. Hello, money. Hola, dinero. Hola, mundo. Well, today, guys, it's going to be another great episode, guys. I am truly excited. I want to take this time and moment to shout out to all my childhood veterans and all my childhood friends who now became very successful. And I got to truly shout them out. And we still alive and we still kicking. And that's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing because when we was young, who would ever thought now at 68, our life done changed so much that we gonna think like we did when we was in our 20s. You know, we now in our 50s and 60s, whatever the case may be. So yeah, life done changed a whole lot, but it's always a beauty to go back and see all the people that you grew up with. And I hadn't been home in like 35 years, man. I had left and went on to the Marine Corps, and I hadn't came back for 35 years. So that's another story. But what I want to shout out though is I start out with my family members. You know, my family members, a lot of my family members have been in the military. It is crazy. And a shout out to my first one is Renwick Wanzer. This is my cousin. I think he's about 2 or 3 years a little younger than I am. But Renwick Wanzer went to the Air Force. Renwick, this your cousin, you know, your cousin, Jerry Costello. All right, so yeah, and thank you for your service. Ren went to the Air Force. Then we got my other cousin, Robert Gilchrist. He's more like a brother to him. We the same age pretty much. And we 3 months apart in birthdays. He actually went to the Army. And, you know, I didn't hold that against my cousins for going to the Army and the Air Force, man, because we already know the Marine Corps is the best that ever was. I don't everybody beat me up. I was just joking. Joking. So, Robert Gilchrist, hey, thank you for your service. And you like a big brother to me. Well, I should be your big brother 'cause I'm 3 months older. I take that back. But anyway, shout out. I want to give you your flowers too, bro. Thank you for your service. And I'm looking forward to doing a lot of great things with you, man, with this YouTube page. And then last but not least, man, I want to give my uncle. I had a video on my uncle that I told you about earlier. He's a Korean vet, 98 years old. Let me say that again. My uncle is 98 years old, man. Don't you think he might have some stories to tell? Man, can you imagine getting him out to a football game in front of 6,000, 7,000 people, man, and he announced his name over that microphone? Mr. Jim Lee Gilchrist, thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done for you and your family. Man, what you think that'd do for my uncle, man? It'd be silent tears, man. 6,000, 7,000 people saying, thank you for your service. Mr. Jimmy Lee Gilchrist, thank you for your service. Woo! That's my uncle, a Korean vet, man, still around. There's not that many vets around, man. It's not that many around. We still might have a lot of Vietnam vets, but I don't think we have a lot of Korean vets. I'm going to look into that. But yeah, my uncle's sitting over there, man, 98 years old. Shout out to my Uncle Gilchrist. All right, so let me move on. I got some childhood friends I want to shout out to, man. One of them is Pastor Brown. His name's Eddie Brown. He became a pastor. And, you know, good thing, too, is his little brother actually became a pastor as well. So we got 2 pastors sitting in Tampa, Florida, man, out that same family. I want to shout him out. Eddie Brown, Pastor Eddie Brown. When I first came home after 35 years I've been gone, I had left and went to the Marine Corps. Man, when I got back home, 35 years later, Eddie Brown was the first person I seen. I'm serious. And I said, where you going? He said, man, I'm on my way to church. He said, come on with me. I said, all right, I'll go. You know, I love the word. I jumped in the car with Eddie, and we went and, hey, man, he did a great sermon. He had a great sermon, and I got a little message out of that, man. And I thank God for it. And we came on back home, and I told him I'd see him again. And as a matter of fact, I did. I think it was 3 weeks later, found out he was working at the VA. Eddie Brown was working at the VA, man, where I have to go get my blood pressure medicine, man. And I ran into him again. So we chopped it up. And then I seen Eddie Brown again at Laurie Park in Tampa, Florida, man. He was doing his daily, Eddie used to be a runner. And so I guess that's why he was doing his walk in the park for his lunch break. Because Eddie was a dog, man. When I say D-A-W-G, that man was a dog, man. He was one of them long distance runners. And he can run. Boy, can that young man run. Anyway, Eddie Brown, I want to shout out to you, man. Thank you for your service. Hey, man, he also went to the Army. I remember, too, I think Eddie worked at the fire. I think he was the first black that ever worked at the fire department in Tampa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember no blacks in the fire department when I was growing up, especially that one you was at. Anyway, that's another story. I digress. But, yeah, I wanted to shout out. Now, I want to shout out also to Bernadine Parham. She owned a beauty shop right there on 22nd. And what they call it MLK, it used to be Buffalo, but 22nd MLK. And the name of that shop is Cole's Beauty Salon. Man, that lady can do some hair. Let me tell you about Bernadine Parham. When I was a kid, my dad didn't like us with long hair, especially braided. And if he caught me with braided hair, he'd beat me up. So I used to have to take my hair out. But every morning before I go to school, I had to go see Bernadine Parham, you know, and she would braid me up. And I go to school. And at night before I go to bed, I'd unbraid, because if my dad catch me with my braids, I'm going to get socked. I already told you about that story with my brother stealing his fruitcake. My dad didn't play. He was like 6'6", 280. You know, I'm a little bitty guy, so I can't play like that. So Bernadine used to do my hair. And I knew she was going to be successful. Look at her today, man. She doing so much good with hair, man. I mean, everybody know her. Everybody love her in Tampa, Florida. She's a staple there in Tampa, Florida. Love you, Bernadine Parham. I'm going to send everybody that way. Ladies, if you need your hair done, I don't care where you at, stop by Bernadine. Now, she might not have enough chairs for you, because, you know, you're going to be coming, what, 200-300 at a time? No, she ain't got that many chairs. But she will take care of you. You're going to have to probably have an appointment or that. I don't know. But I tell you what, you go over there, she do good jobs with hair. I know that. All right, so the next gentleman I want to speak of is my partner I grew up with and went to school with. His name's Cleve. He right next door to Bernadine at the Ambassador Barbershop. I knew he was going to be successful too, because Cleve used to walk around in the neighborhood cutting hair when we was kids. I mean, he always had his little clippers, man. With Cleve, always with his tongue out like Michael Jordan. I'll never forget Cleve. He was a great guy. And man, matter of fact, Cleve was the greatest barber I ever thought, because every time I seen him cut hair, man, he was designing hair when nobody was even thinking about designing hair. That's how far back Cleve go. But hey, man, if you need a haircut, I promise you, man, go over there and see my boy Cleve. He's another brother that I seen when I first came home. We did a documentary in his shop. I'm going to ask him, is it all right if I put that video out? Because we did a video with him cutting hair in the shop, and I was talking about the days that we grew up there in the projects together. So, hey, Cleve, if you hear me, man, I'm going to be getting back in touch with you. I want to put that video out, man, where we did the documentary, because I got to show everybody my documentary. I went over there on Chip Code, St. John Baptist Church, the 09, all right? So anyway, Cleve, shout out to you, man. I get a chance to see you guys probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be down there. But, hey, man, I love everything you do. Keep cutting that hair, bro. Keep cutting that hair. Keep cutting that hair. All right, so let me move on. Again, I want to shout out to all my veterans. Guys, I hope you're having a great day, watching some great football. I hope you're safe over there in the war zones. And, man, if you really got to get down, man, find the lowest bush that you can, because that's the only thing that can pretty much save you, one of them lowest bushes, all right? So anyway, I want to shout out to all my veterans. Okay, so now let's move on. What I want to talk about now is my Colorado Buffaloes. Right quick, right fast. Hey, guys, it's not the end of the world. We lost to Stanford. I'm so mad we lost to Stanford. I am truly mad. But I had to eat crow and call out Stanford and tell them what a great game they played. A good game they played. It wasn't a great game. I'm sorry, I take that back. What a good game they played, so I had to eat that up. But tomorrow, guys, what I want to do, I want to take all you guys on a day in the VA with a veteran going through the VA. I said I got it approved already, so I think that's going to be great. I'm going to be going to get my blood pressure medicine tomorrow and some glasses. Yeah, some glasses. And we'll talk then. But, hey, guys, you have a great day. Hey, man, Tampa, Florida, I'm going to put us on the map, because we got some great people come out of Florida. And I want to get back to, oh, yeah, I got to shout out to some of these companies I used to work with, like Miracle Group Home for Boys, Miss Cheryl Collins and Beverly Bowden. I got to shout them out, man. Hey, man, listen, that was a group home for boys. I used to work for a group home there in Tampa, Florida, for boys. And it was a great job with Vernon Price. Shout out to Vernon Price. A lot of other brothers that I can't think of. We had a pro football player also working there in the group home for boys. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, I can't think of his name. He's going to beat me up too, man, because we run together hard. Anyway, you'll beat me up later if you can catch me. But he was a pro football player. He also was working for the group home for boys. Probably still do, man, because he loved kids as well. And Vernon Pryor, much love, man. He loved kids as well. He done poured so much into these kids, and I thank him for that as well, man. Shout out to you, Vernon Pryor. Shout out to Miracle Group Home for Boys. It's really an outreach center, but we call it Miracle Group Home for Boys. Really love that. Then I got to shout out to Federation of Family for Children of Mental Health, baby. That was another company I worked with. Hey, man, my executive director there is Larry English, one of the greatest individuals that you could ever meet. Brilliant, brilliant mind. Just love people. And man, he done so much for that community, still doing so much for that community. I'm shouting you out, Mr. Larry English. I see you when I come to Tampa. I got to find you, got to find you. He took me some places that I had never been, man, in my life. And he done some great things for me. This man hired me when he didn't have to hire me. He didn't. He didn't have to hire me. The minute I walked into that interview, I said, and we chopped it up a little bit. Mr. Larry English said, I like you. I'm going to give you a job. He gave me a job. Thank you, Mr. Larry English. And out of that job, that's how I got to meet Miss Beverly Bowden and Cheryl Collins, because they worked in that same building. And they said, hey, man, we want you to work with our kids, too. I said, yeah, I'm that guy. And so I was working with them, too. I was doing working with Group Home for Boys at night. So it was a great job. I just wanted to shout them two companies out, because they're two of my favorite companies that I work for. Great people. They truly love people. Man, I can't wait to get that to see them, okay? Michelle Collins and Beverly Bowden, keep our kids safe out there in Tampa, Florida. Keep them safe, keep them safe. And Mr. Larry English, I can't wait to see you too, man. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for giving me a job. Man, thank you for keeping me safe with that job. Because if a man ain't got a job, he going to probably get in trouble if he ain't got no job. You know? And you gave me a job to keep me out of trouble. Thank you, Mr. Larry English. So, guys, you have a good evening. But, you know, before I go, I always say this, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. To the world, you might be one person. But to that one person, you just might be that world. Hello, world. Hello, money. Good night. God bless.